Good morning. It's day 9. Today's Sunday. I thought yesterday was Sunday. It's really hard to keep track. So it's still raining. Everything outside is a sopping mess. And hopefully it clears up somewhere throughout the day. I'll take everything out and dry it because it's going to be very, very heavy to carry. Sunday, May 21st, and when I pulled on my rain pants in the tent, there was a slug on my leg on the outside of my rain pants, and I thought, how long has that been in the tent with me? And then I was packing everything up. There was a second slug. Ah! Oh, they're so slimy. They're big, they're fat, they're like 4 inches long. Anyway, I was dry, warm, and cozy, and I slept beautifully. I always seem to sleep well beside a river where I've got that sort of white noise going all night. It was just kind of yucky going in and yucky coming out. And I knocked over my water when it was in the pot on the burner. And I thought, oh my gosh, what else can go wrong? Then I found the slugs. This is very similar to home for me, Collingwood, Ontario, Canada. And this looks a lot like the Bruce Trail. Leaving Newmarket, and well, that was a first. My tent and my fly were so soaked, and with the extra groceries and having filled up on water at the Super Value, my pack was just brutally heavy. So as soon as I saw the gas station with the high-speed hand dryer, I just had to take it all out, the tent, and dry and dry and dry and dry. And I know I was hogging the bathroom for about 20 minutes, and a few times the handle shook. And I'm like, oh no, I'm that person hogging the one public toilet. But I really needed to, and my weight feels much better. I must have been carrying another 2 pounds of water. Holy cow. Even though it's a paved road, some of these are really steep. Slán na Bhéal. See you soon. I think visibility is really important. It's helpful for the drivers and gives you more security for safety. So if you're gonna walk the Island Way, don't worry about how geeky it looks. Almost everybody who's either walking or cycling wears some kind of reflective vest, clothing, jacket. They're so noisy. I don't want to hang around too long for fear I get shat upon. It's all over the road here. And on to my next way, the Ballyorgan way. It's raining again. Oh, it's raining again. Now this is the first hayfield where I've seen the bales just left exposed to dry. In all the others, I was interested to see how they were all neatly wrapped in plastic. Like obviously when the hay gets harvested and rounded up and spit out by the machine, it also gets wrapped in plastic. P.S. The sun's out. Okay, rain gear away. That's oh, excuse me, it's only twice today. Not bad. Coming down into Liscarroll. Still, I don't know how many more to go after that. Maybe 9, 10? And it's about 4 in the afternoon. Which is fine, because what would I do if I stopped now? Anyway, so I'll be camping tonight. The trick is finding somewhere. It is a challenge to backpack and wild camp the Ireland way. But if you are committed, you'll figure it out.
So the donkey sanctuary was set up in 1987 and we're based on 35 acres and we have 124 donkeys here altogether. In different circumstances, sometimes the donkey is born here, so they've had a great life all their life.
Okay.
Sometimes they're rescued from, neglect. Based on donations, we have an adopted donkey scheme, the donkey sanctuary.ie. Find us.
Okay, thank you so much for the work that you do for
welcome.
these beautiful animals, Kay.
And thanks for calling to see us.
But I can feel a hot spot starting from being on so many roads right in here. So I am going to put some moleskin there, and very kind Kay has gone to get me a pair of scissors to cut a piece. I have to say the Ballyorgan way gets top marks for best marked. It's after 6 now, and that's when I kind of start to wind down. In terms of energy, but I've got a couple of hours to go because I used up a lot of time this morning in Newmarket, in the grocery store and in the gas station, drying my tent and fly. And then they weren't fully dry, so when the sun came out I stopped and put them over the fence to get them fully dry. And then I just had a lovely visit with Kay at the donkey sanctuary, and she gifted me with some donkey socks and some chocolate and a postcard, which was very kind. And I gave her a bit of chocolate to take home to her dad. So we had a beautiful exchange, worth the time. But now I really got to push on. Coming into Churchtown, and it's coming up to 8 o'clock, like within minutes. And that's my absolute cutoff for hiking and setting up camp. Where does everybody go? So let's see what I can find around here. I gotta stop soon. Okay, if you're looking for information in Ireland, go in the pub. And a man said I can camp at the sports pitch up here. And it appears I've reached it. And what did you do there?
We were doing maintenance, going on to the hospitals, patching them up.
Oh, okay. Now tell them about the stinging nettle that gave me terrible stinging in my fingers. You just went picking it this morning. That's how we met.
Yeah, I cooked them. Yeah, I put a pot in it, a vegetable pot in it.
And
put flavour in it.
And put a flavour and eat them like a pile of spinach, like Popeye.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Oh, thanks, John. That was a lovely cup of tea and a visit. What a nice man. He was out picking thistle. And yeah, so he's going to eat it. We had a lovely chat, for what I could understand. And his wife is off watching the game, the match, as they say. She's a Limerick girl. He's a Cork man. And boy, soccer's big in these little communities. This is a tiny little town. And that was a beautiful big soccer pitch that they have. And I overheard a couple passing my tent. And they passed by me last night, and I guess they had a little dog. And I heard him saying to her, "Don't let the dog on the pitch. No dogs allowed on the pitch." And I thought, wow. I mean, it's Sunday night. Nobody was around. And he was taking the integrity of the pitch very seriously. Well, I like their passion. Anyway, it's day 10, leaving Churchtown. It's quite cold. It feels like only about 7 or 8 degrees, but I'll warm up, and at least there's no rain. That's the pub where the door was open when I arrived last night, and went in and got some very helpful advice as to where to stay. The soccer pitch. Oh, poor things. I scared you half to death, didn't I? Oh, they all went galloping away suddenly. I gave one a fright and they all went, what is it? What is it? And they all went running away. And here they come. Good morning. Hi. So I think this is where I'll stop for my breakfast break. Glad that's behind me. Wildlife report. I just saw my first fox. 4 deer and 1 fox. Oh, heading off road. Yay, after 2 days on road. A little overgrown. So I'm going to tuck my pant bottoms into my little gaiters there, because this is definitely a tick paradise. Yep, this is a little thick. I don't think I'd want to be coming any later in the season. That was a wet, messy adventure, but I'm sure I will dry off soon enough. Oh, the trail's beautiful today. Oh, I'm so happy to be getting back into the hills and off the main roads. These farm lanes, they're just like a trail, except double track. I'm loving this solo experience in terms of the pilgrimage for mom and dad. It's become a much more personal and spiritual experience than I ever imagined. And I'm only starting week 2. Oh, and not to forget the others whose names I'm carrying with me, Irish ancestors that people provided, bringing their spirits and memory home to the Al-Sad. Oh, you're a big daddy-o. Wow. Could I get any better weather for going back up into the hills? 1 hour later. Still going up. Still looking for the top. Oh, this is a bit of a slog getting up here. When I was coming way up over there, I could see this mountain and I thought, oh, surely they're not sending us straight up there. Yep, they are. Okay. Beautiful view. It's a little crisp. Well, it's back to bogland. So I just want to mention, because I don't want to forget, that I just had a beautiful encounter with a class of young ladies and their teachers. And while the girls went off up to the cairn, while I was having my lunch break, I chatted with their teacher Chris. Really nice guy, but struggling with the grief of the loss of his dad. And Chris, if you're watching, so I'm going to carry your dad on this walk with me as well, because this is an in memoriam pilgrimage, and I pray that my walking and praying for your dad and you can bring you some healing. Man, all I can think of is Stairway to Heaven, because this just keeps going up and up and up. Well, there's looking back to Karen Mountain, where I had my lunch, and then the transmitter towers that totally messed up my phone signal. Couldn't find where I was on my maps. Wind farm, and I've just come up this bog on the sort of precipice of a ditch. And I was just reading that this ditch, you can sort of see some remnants of it in the earth. It's a 20-kilometer earthworks feature dating back to less than 100 AD. So pretty well in the time of Christ, this was cut. They don't know why. Well, at least it's not bog going down the mountain, and I get a view as I go. Murphy's Law for today. I think I mentioned that last week I broke my very expensive prescription glasses. No problem, I'm a prepared hiker. I've got just cheapy reader glasses that I've been using, taking in and out of my pocket so many times an hour to check the app or my Garmin or the time and so on, messages. And anyway, I've lost those cheapy reader glasses, so that's a challenge. So I'm going to need to replace those soon. That's the bad news. And the other bad news was I had almost run completely out of water. I hadn't run into any good water sources today, puddles only. I just heard a little trickle in the bush walking down the road to Ballyorgan. It took a long time, but I managed to get 2 liters filtered into my bottles, about half a liter into me, and that's the news. I know it's not earth-shattering, but it's my news. And of course, 5 minutes down the trail, what do I see? An easily accessible cascade of water. Oh well. You know what? You appreciate it the harder you work for it. We got cows, we got barking dogs, we've got Ballyorgan, not Ballymigan, Ballyorgan. Oh, Dad, you're still here. The path through a lovely public forest walk. Already seen 2 dog walkers. Oh, and my tent. The path, my tent. But I'm noticing something here that they don't seem to be as alarmed with people camping out as we would be. We think, hey, trespassing, homelessness, what's going on here? They're okay with stopping overnight in a little forest or a soccer pitch or wherever you can pitch your tent. Thank goodness they're okay with it, because I'm pretty okay with it. Once I'm in my tent, I don't care where I am. It's all safe and sound. Love it.